What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So, it's been a while since the last TradingView video I've done. I think it's been around 2 years now. So, in today's video I thought I would, take you guys through the TradingView app, show you some of the features and exactly how I would set it up from scratch. Since the last video I've got a lot of questions from you guys regarding the app and how it works on the iPad. So, hopefully this video, answers some of those questions and, gives you a bit of an idea of how exactly the TradingView app runs on the iPad. I know a lot of you guys are thinking of buying an iPad for trading, and in my opinion, you can't go wrong with the TradingView app. It has all the functionality that you need in order to do your your technical analysis. So let's get into it. So in front of me I've got a fresh account. I've literally just signed into a new account so I can show you guys exactly how it would look when you guys download it on your iPad. What I'll do is I'll run you guys through how I would set it up personally, and maybe you guys want to copy the way I set it up, or you want to do it your own way. So the first thing I would do personally is edit my watch list. As a currency trader, I don't need Apple, Tesla, Netflix, all these random things in my watch list. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go to edit, go on Apple, Tesla, Netflix. I don't really trade silver, oil. We can keep Bitcoin in there, it's always interesting to watch. We can keep Ethereum. Don't need this, don't need this, don't need this. I don't trade indices. We can keep S&P, but let's get rid of all those. So then the next thing I'll do, we've got the basic forex pairs here, but I trade a lot more than just 3 of them, so I would add the main pairs that I like to trade. So I'll start with GBP Japan. Let's go with forex, so we can add that. Another pair, GBP AUD. Let's add that. USD CAD, was that there? Let's add that as well. AUD USD. Yep. So what have we got now? Okay. Alright, so what I do is I just go on the app, on the asset, sorry, and flag, and just add it to a red list. This just essentially puts them all in one section. So when I go here, they're all here. So all the currency pairs, simply just add to the red. Flag red. So then when we go here, I assume we go to my red list, and you can see the assets that I want to be able to see, they're all in one list. Okay, so let's get into one of these charts. You simply do that by tapping over here. This is the default layout when you open TradingView. I don't really need any of this, so what I'll do is I'll start by just editing it to my liking. So let's see. Firstly, I don't like red and green candles. You can keep it that way if you want, but I personally like to just have a simpler kind of structure. So I just go with a grey and a black candle. I think it just looks a lot neater personally. Again, you can do it exactly how you want, and then that's how I have it. And then I don't really need any of these economic events at the bottom of my chart, so I'll get rid of them. And the other thing is, how do I get rid of this? I don't need this indicator. So the indicators that I do use are the moving average. So let's get that up. add that. It should be here actually. Sorry, let's use the exponential one. And then with that, keep it very simple. Change that length to 20. What is going on? So we have 20 for the first one, and then the next one that I would add is a 50. Where are we? Okay, so I've got 2, and that's all I really use. That's 20. Let's make this one. Why is it doing that? Let's change this one to 50. Okay, so now we have a 50 and a 20. Okay, no, it's the 21. Okay, and then the time frames that I tend to trade are 1 hour. So what I'll do is I'll actually hold down the add to my favorites. I also trade 4 hours. 15 minutes is probably the lowest I go to, along with 30 minutes. So, and then I'll have a day, then I have a week. So as you can see, I'm adding these to my favorites so that I don't have to go on here and then find the individual time frame. I can just scroll through like this, which is a nice feature that was introduced quite a while back now. If you use it on your phones, you'll be able to see this feature, but it's good to see this on iPad now as well. So let's look at the 1 hour chart. Let me figure out how to get rid of this as well. Visibility. How do I get rid of this? Let's go chart settings, skills. How do I get rid of this? There we go. So I don't really need a volume, and I don't use it to, I don't need anything that won't be influencing my trading decisions. Another thing, you can see there's a grid in the background. I personally just like a plain white canvas. So again, I'll go to chart settings. Where would it be? It will be on scales and lines, I guess, or canvas. That's it, canvas. So here you can see you have crosshairs, text skills, margins. Yeah, so grid lines, I'll just simply change these to none. I don't need any grid lines on the back. I just need to be able to see the candles, and my indicators. Okay, so that's how I would set up the chart personally. Like I said, again, it's totally up to you how you want to set it up. That's just my personal preference on how I like to have my chart. The next thing I would do is go to my tools, and start favoriting the tools that I'll be using the most. So trendline, everyone would be using a trendline tool. Another tool I like to use is the parallel channel, so that'll go in my favorites. Rectangle, to highlight your zones, and obviously you want to put your long position and your short position. You want to be able to see how your trades are doing. Another one is fib. I don't like to use too many things. I like to keep it quite simple. With trading, the more you complicate it, the harder it becomes. So just keep it simple. Use the tools you know how to use, and it'll be better off like that. Okay, so the first thing I tend to do when I see a chart is, just the first thing you would want to do is look for your psychological levels first, and see how the kind of candles are treating those levels. So if we go to I can see 1.27, a nice round figure. now what I'd do is I'll get my trend line, and because it's not set up at the moment, it won't be extended all the way across. So what I'll do first is I'll drag it to the level. So let's say it's roughly 1.27, and then you go to the settings for the for this app, for the trend line, just by double tapping it, and then you tick extend left and extend right. So you can see the trend line is being extended all the way to the left and all the way to the right, so that you don't have to keep extending it to the right every time price moves across. And you can see previous price action around that level. This is quite a thick line, so what I'll do is I will take that down one, to make it a little bit more accurate. And then the other thing I'll do is I'll make it black, again just to keep it simple and to keep your chart clean. Another thing I didn't do was change the color of one of my EMAs, so let's change this into a different color so we can tell the difference between. Okay, so yeah, that's there. And then with these, you can individually go through it and draw your trend lines. Hopefully now that I've set up the settings, yeah, as you can see now when I do a trend line, it will be extended automatically. I won't have to go through the process again. But another way you can do it is simply tap on your previous trend line, go on these three dots and clone it, and now you can drag it to the next psychological level, or whatever level you think is important on your chart. So the first one I'd done was around the 1.27. So the next one I'll look to do at 1.26. So let's get that down to 1.26. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. 1.26, perfect. Okay, so now we have it at 1.27. Straight away you can see 1.27. Without even having to look back. I've drawn a trend line there, the key level, and you can see it's already very significant. Let's get rid of that. What's that? Okay, yeah. So looking at previous price action, you can see how price has treated this level, and it's a key level to look into. In the future, when price comes around this level, there will be some kind of maybe a short or a long position to be taken for you. And then again, 1.26, you can see how price has respected it there again without even having to look back. We've just printed it on and we've seen again, look, it's simple as that. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Now if you just click on this, you'll go back to your current day. So now we know when price comes around these levels, they will be significant, as history has shown us. So yeah, so I would repeat this process for a few levels that are I know that price will be reaching. I won't go all the way up here because I know price won't be reaching that level anytime soon, and those can be added as time goes. So for now what I would do is add 1.28. So let's clone this again like that, drag up to 1.28, just there. And now look, just for 3 trend lines I've added, and we're already getting some structure. We know that we can anticipate a short from this level, depending on obviously how price is moving and the overall trend of the market. Looking at the moving average, we are looking upwards at the moment, so maybe a break retest on this level, which is currently a resistance. But now look, we've got a support, we've got our resistance, and yeah, we can just wait for price to kind of reach these levels and kind of go from there. Yeah, so in today's video I'm not going to go into too much of like the strategy of trading and what I'd look for when I'm entering, and maybe we can do that in a different video. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see that. But yeah, in today's video I'm just going to show you how to set up my chart and what I'd how I kind of go about using Tradingview. Okay, so yeah, so just from there what we've done is we've added our tools to our favorites bar. We've got all of our the assets that we want to trade. Obviously there'll be more, but just for the sake of the video, I've added just a few. So let's go back to, was it cable? Yep. And yeah, so obviously, most of us forex traders would be using a candle chart, but you do have the different chart types there. You can use whatever you want. Then obviously we've favorited our time frame, so we can choose between the lot. And then obviously we went through the indicators. Feel free to add whatever you want. Like I said, I keep it simple. I don't use too many indicators, because it just starts to influence your decision when entering trades a lot more. If you keep it simple, then you won't have too many things interrupting your decision, and it will be quite straightforward. But yeah, so the next thing what I'll do, like I said, I don't want to get too much into how I would analyze charts, but I can show you a few ways that I would. So I would go about drawing your key zones, and how I would do that is, you can see price rejected this level here. So we can draw a rectangle just around there. Okay, just like that. And obviously that's the next resistance level, so that's where I would draw it. I wouldn't bother, these are more minor levels over here. Like if you wanted to, you could, but they're not going to be as significant as the levels where the round figures are, the psychological levels, which price remembers and the markets act at. So let's get rid of that. Okay, wait, hold on, let's go undo that. Let's get rid of this one, and then the next one I'll draw is around the support level. We can see price rejected around here. Most recently, you can see the wicks, the candle wicks are all there, printed there. So yeah, here you can see price rejected this level around this zone, but then it broke through eventually. But then when it went to the other side, price rejected it for a break retest, and it was going to head down, but obviously price pulled back. Then you've got a wick here and a wick there, and then price pulled up again, and then the momentum didn't last, so it pulled back to the you could say it was a resistance here, but obviously once it came over, so now it became a new support level. So you could have simply put your entry around this level in this zone, because price has rejected and respected it previously. So even now we could wait for price to pull back to this level and then look for a long position. Or if we see that price is moving quite bearish, we could simply wait for price to break this zone and do a break retest and move towards the downside onto our next support, which will be down here. And it's really as simple as that. You don't need to overcomplicate it when making your decisions. But yeah, that is essentially how I'd approach that one there. So talking about the features of the app, obviously we've looked at currency pairs, we've looked at time frames, we've looked at different candle charts types, we've looked at the tools that you can access. Like I said, I don't use all of them, but you've got all of your tools here, whatever you want to use. But yeah, we've looked at our indicators. The other thing that I get asked a lot is, can you add your broker? And I never really have done this, because the broker I use is IC Markets. I've been using IC Markets for since I started trading. They've always been quite reliable. The only one issue I had with them was back in COVID, when oil price went below zero, and they shut me out of all my trades. I understand the situation, but yeah, that was quite annoying, because I could have made a lot of money on oil. But apart from that, they've been good. They have good spreads. It's easy to withdraw and deposit cash, and yeah, communication with support. It's just a reliable broker. So recently IC Markets, I saw, have actually added their the broker to the app. So I have added my account to the Tradingview app, and I need to play around with it and see how it works, because like I mentioned, I've never actually entered positions on Tradingview. I always use MetaTrader for my trade entries. Tradingview is more for just my technical analysis, but I will be using that. Maybe that'll be a different video, or maybe I'll do share my thoughts on that on a short maybe, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, for you guys wondering, yes, you simply tap there and you can add your broker. If you don't see it there, then unfortunately it won't be there. But if you're someone who's just starting out and you're looking for a a reliable broker, like I said, IC Markets, I've been using them since I started. They're very straightforward, like signing up, identity checks, and everything's very easy to do. So if you want to check out the IC Markets, I'll put a link in the description. And yeah, that's just the broker I'd recommend. If there is any other better ones that you think that are better than IC Markets, feel free to let me know in the comment section. But yeah, like I said, IC Markets have just always been good to me. So yeah, those are the kind of main areas that people would be looking for, to look at in terms of before they buy the app. And obviously you got your ideas tab here, explore. I don't really use them much, but maybe you guys do, but that's all there. Obviously you got a menu, obviously you can sign in, you can change the top theme. But yeah, for the chart, that is how I would set it up personally. Very clean, very minimal, and it just makes trading a lot easier. But yeah, that is the app, pretty much. I think I've gone over everything. Is like I said, people ask a lot of questions like, will the iPad be able to support the app, the TradingView app? Do I need a certain storage amount? Guys, any iPad you get will be able to run TradingView without any problems. So don't hesitate to get an iPad because you think TradingView would be too tasking for an iPad. Every iPad out there will be able to run this app without any issues, and you will be able to do your technical analysis without any problems. Another question, the Apple Pencil, do you need it? No, you do not need it. If you want to trade on an iPad, you just need the iPad. Everything can be done without the Apple Pencil. Is it nice to use? Yes, because of the precision when drawing on trend lines and stuff. But like I said, it's £100. Do you need to spend that £100? No. If you have that extra cash, go for it. But everything can be done without the pencil. You do not need it. But it's a nice thing to have. But a lot of you guys have been interested in, is it worth it, or how does the Apple Pencil work with it? But the whole video I've been using the Apple Pencil, you saw. But you'll find that you're always in between, you use your left hand maybe to zoom in to do something else. Another question, can you connect your mouse to it? You can, but it's not very effective. Like, you'll find that the scrolling doesn't work. Sometimes it's not responsive. So I wouldn't recommend you, if you want to buy it using and you're going to use it with a mouse, I wouldn't recommend it. This is solely to use if you're going to use the touchscreen. If you want to, you can get plenty of styluses out there that will be cheaper than the Apple Pencil, and they all do the same thing. Because on TradingView, you're not going to be doing anything fancy. You're simply going to be, drawing on your trend lines and your key zones, wherever it is. So you don't need an Apple Pencil really. You can just get another stylus from any other company. But yeah, that is that. So yeah, that's the TradingView app, essentially summed up. If there is any other questions that I haven't answered, like I try my best to, go through all the comments. But the common questions were that if, do I need a certain storage? Do I need a certain iPad to run TradingView? No, you can run TradingView on any app, like you can on your phone, on any laptop. You won't have an issue. But yeah, that is TradingView, guys. So yeah, that's it for today's video. If I haven't answered any questions, please drop a comment and I'll try replying if I know the answer. But yeah, that is the TradingView app. I hope it was helpful, and hopefully I answered a lot of your questions. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you.